Hello, hello, it's Angela. How are you? I hope you're all doing great today. It is Wednesday here, and, well, I decided I wanted to play with some file folders. Now, these are just very thin weight file folders. I really don't know if if they would make anything at all, but we can fix them up with maybe some 49 and market paper or something like that, and see what they do for us after that. Now we can do a little ephemera holder by making something this size, half of that. No, we're not doing that. So my thought process is I want to do something a little bit different. And I want to be able to fold it up like so. But I want it to stay attached. And that is just not really possible. But let's try some things. I mean, I have more than 2 file folders, so I can get quite a bit done here. Let's see. If we go from here to there, let's say we want to do a normal size journal in here, which would be folding in half, an 8.5 by 11, something like this. I don't know if this is really 8.5. It's just a little over. This is more of a construction paper, newspaper type paper here. And then, let's see if this was an 8.5 going this way. Yeah, just a tiny over 8.5. So, we would have a little left over up here, and we'd leave some over here, and so then right about here, at about 8 7/8 of an inch, I'm going to make a line. Actually, I think we're going to cut a line in here, but not all the way up. We need to leave room for the spine in there. And as you know, these have folds on each side, or usually on each side. This one has the folds only on one side. So, and if we just fold it on this side just gets shorter and shorter and shorter, see? Okay, so what we need to do first of all is put our other piece in here. So we're going to know where to cut our piece up. I'm going to line this up on the 7 because that's where I have my darkest line, and it's just a good reminder for me of what one I'm using. Oh, my arms are sore. Was out working in the yard with my hubby. Okay, so on each side here, if we go over an 1/8 and an 1/8, then we got a 1/4 inch spine, correct? But let's do a 1/4 and a 1/4. And then this big heavy line will be our main, whoops. This will be our main, oh goodness. Did I dig a hole in it? Almost. Okay. This one is where we will put our 3-hole pamphlet stitch. This one will be part of the spine. See, right there. Let's put that in with some ink so we can all see it. There. Better go all the way down, huh? Because I'm going to make some cuts in this, and we're going to utilize those cuts, knock on wood, to our favor. Now let's do this one. Oh dear, I did cut it. Well, good thing we're going to patch that up with something like paper. Okay. Oh yeah, look at that. I wonder, does it show through? Oh look. It shows through. Well, that's no fun. I don't like it when it does that. I told you they were thin. Maybe I should get a thicker one. Can you hold your ponytails? Okay, well, I don't have any thicker ones. So, what are we going to do? We are going to patch this with either a second file folder or we could glue 2 of these together. You can see what a size difference they are. Oh my goodness. So let's just flip this over here like so, or maybe here like so, and let's glue these 2 together to make a super thick folder. Well, it won't be super thick, but it'll be thicker. Okay. And then we might have to sew around the edge. I don't know if this will work. Okay, let's start right there. And line that main one up, and then line this up over here a little bit. Okay. Ooh, look at that. And let's continue on. Okay, now we have a little bit stronger base unit, I think. We hope. Okay. Yes, I think that will help. Okay, so now we have this one and this one that we want to be our folds. see if I can do this again, but maybe be more gentle this time. Not using the pointed end. Going to line that up on the 7. Okay, and at 1/4 inch on this side. And 1/4 inch on this side. We are going to fold some lines. It's still a very soft cover, but I think we can make it work. Okay, and then right here, and then of course this will have to be secured. But first of all, I lost my line about how deep we wanted this, how long we wanted this to be. So let's come back in here and make our little lines. Or let's just say we want to do it at about 9 inches. Because our paper is 8.5 by, and there's 9. That would leave us plenty of room inside there for our journal. So let's do 9 inches right here. Find a pen, pencil, make your line at 9 inches, and now to see if it works, what I'm thinking of, I'm going to take this right here and line it up, and I'm going to slice this only up to the line, the fold lines. I don't know if this is going to work. This may be a total fail. Okay, lining this up with this line. See? And then we can fold this back up like so. And we would think that that would make a great pocket, which it would. But we want to turn it into, this has got to come up to that line too on this side. This has to get glued down here, right here. And so then we have this flap here, and here. But first we're going to get this glued down. Not there. We need to cut it to right there. Sheesh, and oh, it's cut to there. And this one, right over here, needs to be cut to there. Okay. Now on the inside here, we are going to glue this down. It's going to be there. And over here. And here. Over to here somewhere. Okay, so this will be a flap right here. Right there. And this will be a flap right over here. What are we flapping around about? I don't know. Okay, this has got to go to here, not that other line. Okay. There. And there. Oh, I see. That's the two lines right there. This one and that one. So right here, I gotta mark my lines. That is one line right there. And here's the other one, right over here. Okay, that helps. Okay, so we have these weird flippy flappies. Now we're going to fold it in half. Let's do this. Let's fold this piece in like so. And then we're just going to trim that. And that works as a trim anyway. And then we're going to fold this into here. Right here. And we'll turn that into a gusset there. So we have a little flap here that has a pocket on it. Okay, and now we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to fold this in to make a hinge, a little hingy area. Like so. Maybe a little bit closer. There we go. Okay. And that it does supposed to go up to there. Glue, you know. Okay. I need just a little bit of paper there to keep that from gluing together. So let's see what we got here for an extra. We have some of this. Let's put this in here right now, for now, so that it will prevent it from gluing that pocket wrong again. There we go. There. Now we have two flippy flappy pockets. And so now we think about this part. We would go from our edge here in here. That's our spine. And we're only going to go out 6 inches. Is that it? Yeah, here's 6. Right there, and then we'll have 6 over there. Okay, so what do we do with this 6? Do we fold it over? Do we take it off and then make flaps out of our extra folder? We could do that. Do we make flaps out of we could make them out of if we use like 49 and market, it would be, see, I think that would be it right there. Let's just go this way and mark off our 6 inches. I'm going to start it at 6, mark it off over there. Let's see. We want that straight. That's, you can see that's not right. did that wrong. Okay, so from the 0 line over to 6 inches. Right about there. Well, that might have been about right. Yep, it was. There we go. Okay. Doesn't look right though, does it? Because we still have this little piece. So I'm going to cut that off just slightly. Just a tiny bit. There we go. Okay. Now, here's what we have so far. And some little flaps. We still have little flaps. Like a jet. Okay. So, now we're going to take this piece and we're going to cut it in half. Actually, we're going to cut it at 6 inches. We are going to cut it at 6. But it's not 12. How long is it? It is 11 and 11 and 3/4, sorry. So 18 and 1/4, 6 and 3/4, 3/8, and middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So right there. Right there is the halfway mark. Ta-da! Okay. Now, we are going to glue this guy down right up here. And let me see. No, I think what we'll do is right over here. Now, I haven't put any paper on this yet, have I? So I don't know how it's going to cover up. But we're just playing. I like to play sometimes. We're going to cut it off right there. And right down. Yeah, we'll cut it off right here. And then we have a little fold there. There. And then we could cut this off, or we could just score it and turn this into a little bit of a pocket here. I do want to give this some hinges on the side. So what we want to do then, to make a top hinge and a bottom hinge, is carefully do this at, maybe 3/8 of an inch. I think 1/4 would be too small for this piece. So I think probably 3/8 of an inch would be a nice flap. Okay. And then where we have our pencil line, just line that up on one number, doesn't matter which one, and give that a little crease there. Okay, now where our lines intersect here, here, and here. We are going to clip in there at our little V. A little V cut, just like that. We're going to go over here and do the same thing. We aren't going to cut either of these off. I'll tell you why here in just one moment. This one has kind of a V cut on it, or a little cut, a little triangle. So cut a little triangle off on that side. And then come down to the bottom, and you see we have these lines left from our file folder. And we're just going to use that little 1/4 of an inch one right there. And we're going to get this corner out of there, but we're going to cut it at a little V cut. Just a little V on that. And that makes them come together better. Here and here. See? Okay, so let's put that one down. And this one. And let's go over here. Do the same thing. Okay. Now, on this top one, fold this way. See that? And then fold this here. And this in here. And now we're going to fold this flappy guy down. Now I should be covering these with paper by now, and I'm not. So this might just be a what we call a faux one. That gives us an idea if we would actually make one, or perhaps maybe we'd use it later as an example of what we could do. So now we have this pocket. So let's come down here, and we're going to put this pocket in right about here. Okay? So let's go ahead and do that. You're not going to butt it right up against the spine area. Okay, just like so. Leave it away from that spine a little bit. Okay, still have our flappies. And now we need to put our pocket over here. Now, we do still have this piece left. We probably should use it for something. So let's come in here, and perhaps we will go ahead and use that in here. We could use it over here, not right in on the spine, but just close. Then it would be a little pocket right through here, and that would probably be okay. Okay. right. So basically what we're doing here is we're building an example journal to see if this would work as would this work as a file folder journal? Okay, so what I can see right now is that perhaps these little pockets wouldn't work so well here. They might work okay. It's kind of an interest. So we do have that, and we have this one that works perfect. It has one here and one under here. But I do think that we would need to put a little bit of a thing in here, like so. Yeah, and then of course we have this pocket up here, right up here, and we have this pocket and this pocket. That just kind of tells us what we have. Doesn't have to be anything yet. Okay. There we go. Then we have this pocket here. And this one here, unless I glued it together here. See there? One here. Okay, and then we have this pocket over here. Like so. And then it would be time to put in a flap. So if we were to put the flap over on this side, we would need to trim this little piece off right there because we don't need it to be longer than our piece. So I'm just going to trim that like so. We'll see if it fits. No, I can trim it just a hair more. Not that way, Ange. Here, on the end. We can trim a hair more on the end. There we go. That works. Okay. Don't trim the bottom anymore. And then we would put a little score in it at probably the 3/8 of an inch, 1/4 to 3/8, or a half is fine if you want to go a half. And we would fold that. Like so. And I like to trim these just to keep it from bulking up on the edges. Okay. So here we go. And it fits good here. It would still fit nicely in our journal. And then this would open. And now we need a pocket right here. So let's find another piece of our paper. We have this one left. This is a thick piece. We could use that. This could also go right on here. Perhaps if it was maybe a little bit shorter, it could go here better. Or perhaps we would want it to just be a portion of a pocket here. Let's think about that piece. We're going to think about you piece to give us peace of mind. Okay, so we have this, and it has this piece on it, and this one has this little piece. I'm going to cut this off here. Now you have to remember that's not straight now, because I cut it and it's going to be a little crooked. Now that would match up right up here. Here and here would match. If I were to make this a flip down, boy, that would be a big flip down and kind of get in your way, wouldn't it? Yeah, it really would. So I think what maybe we'll do is we'll bring it down. We'll have a big pocket, kind of like we did over here. We'll have it right here on the edge. And then we'll trim it off inside this line. See that? Just inside. Oh, trim that bottom piece off first, because the bottom piece was not straight, remember? Okay. I need to go around this edge a little bit so you can at least see what I'm doing. I know this is messy right now. There, now you can see it. So we can put it either direction. Okay, this could come right to about here. Now this time it would just be glued in. I'm not putting any extra gussets in there. And then we would bring this one up somewhere in here. Like so. And we'll put this in there. And it would go in something like this. The one thing about making a mock-up like this is that it gives you an idea of all the parts that will work and all the parts that will not. Now, because this is a fold line, you are going to glue this, but you're probably better off to cut that corner either in a half circle or in a, just lop it off into a triangle there, you know. And it just prevents that from catching just on the corner there. That's all. That's all it does, because that would be a weak place. Same way here, really. So we would be gluing the bottom of this one. And the other side. Not going to worry about right there. So, there we go. And we would go ahead and glue this one. Now we would have paper on these, of course. And okay, so far we have this, and that looks pretty good. This would actually be over here, and our paper would be in between, like so. It'd go like so. We have this pocket. So what we need right here is another small pocket. So I think we'll take this, and I think we'll fold it, because we folded this one, and I think that we will do that with this one, giving it gussets is what I'm talking about. So at about 3/8 of an inch, we're going to put a line in there. That's going to come in like that. This one's going to come up like this. But this is the one we want to kind of watch right here, because it's going to come down on this side. Right about there. And then we want to fold this one right here, and our 3/8 will be out here. Okay? So I want this one to fold right on that line. Right there. And this is our cutting line right here. Okay, so because I folded that, I'm going to have to really press down on it, down on this end, to get that to stay flat. Okay, so now we have to cut our little V shapes into that last little place there. And then you have to decide what you want to do with this little pocket up here. Do you want it to be the same as this one? To be another one that just comes up here, like so? If so, you go ahead and fold that in somewhere in there. And then you give it that little V cut on both sides of that line. There we go. This one goes to the top, up here, like so. Let me put my lines in it for you so you can see it. Oh, that did not work. And then this one is going to get folded in, as is this one. And the hinge, the bottom hinge goes on top of those, so it will lay flat for things to get put into the pocket. But let's get rid of this pocket first and put it down. So when you do something like this, to do a mock-up, it really does help. A lot of journal makers will do a mock-up, or they will get an inspiration from another journal crafter or creator, whatever, however you wish to say it. They would gather inspiration from a design that they have previously made, and that's kind of how we do things. A lot of times, though, if you're designing your own and you want to create something different, then otherwise you can get stuck in a rut, really. At least I do. I will make the same folds over and over again on a journal, even though I haven't made a journal, file folder journal in 6 months, 8 months, or something like that, you know. I will get stuck in a rut on it, and I will remake it. So, it's just an idea to get you thinking and get your brain thinking about what you might like to see happen in your journal. Now, I can see right now I have a mistake in this one, and it's that these don't really line up like I would like them to. Right there, they're a little crooked. So, when I do my new one and I'm putting paper and stuff on, this piece here, I would make sure that I score this next time instead of just folding it. Or that I would put these down further, because this one is up further. See that? Especially right here. It's close here, further apart here. So I would want to make sure when I am doing my my real one, not my mock-up, but my real piece, that I'm not making that same mistake. So now we're here. Now this is always a really good place to put something different. So we know we're going to have paper in it here. So do we want extra paper here? Or do we want just a belly band here? Do we want a file pocket here? Do we want to put in one of those envelope file folders right in here to hold whatever? What do we want it to hold, you know? And would it even work there? Actually, it wouldn't. And here's why. Unless you put a flap on the top of it, it won't work. Because if you fold it this way, things are going to fall out here. If it's open here. If it's open here, when you tilt your journal, things are going to come out this way. There's nothing to hold it in. So you would have to have a flap over the journal part so that it would work. So, what would we make that out of? I think that I would just go ahead and make them out of the envelopes. You can use paper to make them. That's not really a problem, but it does work a little bit better if you use envelopes to make them. And I just happen to have some that would work. So, let me grab some and we'll go ahead and finish our mock-up with our envelopes and see what we can do. This one. Whoops, lost my shoe. Fell right off my foot. Okay. Now, since it's a mock-up one, I'm going to just use these cheap envelopes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 or 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to take out 5, but I think we might only use 3. Okay, now we will want to glue these all together. We want to glue them closed, is what I'm saying. So let's do 3. There's 1. We don't want to get this on the inside of the envelope. That's not what we're trying to do. We're not trying to glue it closed. We're trying to use it as an ephemera holder. Okay, so if we're just using 3, let's just try 3 to start with. Let's put our ink back over there and bring this back up. And we're going to want to cut just a slice off of these. Slice there. Now this is just a mock-up. I don't have to be careful on this one. Okay. So now, how is it that we do this? I think it's just a little bit of glue right here in the middle, isn't it? Not sure. We'll see. I'll know if I did it wrong because it won't work. Let's try this. Can't remember if you put the little line right up there or if you put one down here. There it is. Look at that. Sweet. Okay, so our little mock-up. If we put it here, we're going to have to put a flap over it. If we put it this way, we're going to have to put a flap over it. So the best way for something like this is to put it this direction. And the reason for that is you want to be able to get into it and see what's in it. If it's pointed on the inside, it's a little harder to do. So we would cover this with another piece of paper, say. Let's see what we have here that we could cover that with. Could I use that? No, I can't use that. That won't work. Okay, this will work. So let's do this. This is crooked, so envelopes, you know, crooked. So let's, is that our opening? Yeah, that's our opening. Okay. So there's the front. Like so. Okay, now making these would definitely, we definitely do a better job than this. Okay. Yeah, okay. So I'm making it just a little wider for the front and the back piece. The glue strip. And now we have our beautiful little pocket. We have this piece, and it needs to come down onto here. Now you're going to want to leave a little bit of a flap in there because you want it to have room to grow. So we have that. We can give it just a little 1/4 of an inch there if we wanted. We could give it more. I've made it taller, but there we go, you see. Now we have room. And so we would want to take these pieces, and I'm going to fold them kind of match that line, like so. And I want this one to be very similar to that one. Now let's make sure. See, that does not work. Look at that. Okay, so bring that back down. This is a good reason to make a mock-up. So we know that won't work. So what are we going to do? I think then our best bet is to round this off. Or you can do a hole punch here. No higher than that. Like this. And it gives you this angle. So we'd want to put that same thing over here. And you could cut that just by putting that on there. And there we have both pieces the same. Or similar. I should say just similar. So, good thing we folded that so that we would know whether or not that would work for us. Because we found out it won't work. Then you would put your attachment on here. Perhaps you would want to do the little circles. But look at this. Isn't that fine? So let's put this inside of here. And do we want there to be a pocket under here or a pocket up here? Or none? Do we just want this to be glued down and hold ephemera? For me, I think I'm just going to glue it down because I want it to hold ephemera. Now, I'm not going to go clear to the edge. I want it not to be so tight that you still can't put something in it. We want the envelope to have a little bit of space, maneuvering space, because envelopes can be a little bit cantankerous. So let's put that down. And let's check it out. So that would close with a tie, but then when it opens, look at that. That's mighty fine. It opens mighty fine. You can reach in and gather what you want out of them. This would fold and close. Nothing can fall out of it now. See? And there is a perfect mock-up. Well, perfectly imperfect mock-up for a new journal. Now we would put our journal in here, and perhaps we would put 10 or 12 pages in it. Maybe we would just put junk into it. I think I have one folded up here. Let me grab it. Yes. Here's one that I have all ready to go. And it is just got some paper in it. And I'm using linen paper in there. So let's put this in. Let's see how it works. Oh yeah, look at that. It will work out just fine. And everything fits because it's already been cut down. So, look at that. So next week we will make our journal from our mock-up and use it to help us make our new one. Now, do we want these flaps in here? Well, they're kind of nice, aren't they? They kind of hold the book in. I have what looks like maybe pre-made pockets going into this. I don't know. There. There. This is 49 in market paper. It's very thick. Okay. Well, we'll talk about the rest of that when we make the journal. But by doing a mock-up, this helps us to decide what we really want to do with it. Now, the one thing it is telling me right now is that my pocket is interfering with my book. This pocket actually needs to be right here, so that this flap comes down over it. And then we have a flat pocket here. So that tells me that I need to take this and put it under here. I need it down here. And then these pockets, not necessarily that one, but this one, and perhaps these. Well, these could be there, flat, but this should be a flat pocket up here. Okay? So, by doing a mock-up, we've now learned that this doesn't work here, and these may not work. We've learned that we need to line up our pieces better. And here is a problem. And here, the distance needs to be the same. So we've learned that. We've learned that this file folder, a cheap folder, tears easily. So you have to double it up if you have a cheap file folder. There's probably something better we could do with these pockets. I think they just get in the way. Although they're not in the way. But I don't like them. Okay, so I'm going to put here nope and nope. Remove. Okay, I love this pocket. I love this pocket. I love the shape here, and I love that I can put a thumb notch in this one. I love this piece. It turned out perfect, and these little angle cuts, just using this, showed us that we don't need any special tools other than a circle punch to finish this piece off a little nicer. I love how this turned out. It's perfect. It was very simple to make. You saw that. And then I love the angles on these pockets as well. And then this will be good. But I do think the doubled over file folder doesn't work good, the doubled up, as a pocket. So that's something to think about. Okay, well, that is our little tutorial on a mock-up, and why there are some good reasons to make a mock-up. If you're just following another tutorial, of course you don't need to make a mock-up. If you want to come up with something new and you want to try some things out, you want to try some different flips and folds, it's best to do some kind of a mock-up. You could even make it out of just regular paper, to be honest with you. I've made mock-ups with paper for a lot of the things that I've done, and you know, it helps me to see where the folds will work and where they won't work, and where things might need to grow a little bit and have a gusset, and like this, practicing this again because it's been so long since I made it. So there is a lot of reasons, good reasons to make a mock-up. It does take time. It took us this time to make this one. And, you know, but I'm glad I did it because now I know some things I need to change when I make my file folder journal starting next week. So, I will let you go for today. And I hope you have a great week ahead. I think I have 2 videos, so this might be a Friday video. I'm not really sure. If not, then I'll probably be out gardening on Friday. So we have some great weather right now, and we did gardening this morning. That's why my hands were kind of stained with leather gloves. And anyway, thank you very much for joining me. I want you all to have a perfect weekend. I want you to enjoy your weather, whether it's rain or sun, and be safe if your weather's dangerous. So stay hydrated and, stay out of the thunderstorms and all that stuff. Love you guys. Bye.